Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening is the scene for the Empire of Thorns, Changing the Lost game. Um, so Elliot, who has quietly begun to go by the name Soren, in the courts, he's been spending the last few days getting his bearings, kind of getting himself situated, resting. Once the adrenaline rush of arriving back in the real world kind of wore off, he crashed pretty hard. His newfound friend Liam helped him through it, got him dressed, got him into a room for his own, fed him, made sure he had everything he needed. Now his character's kind of starting to poke himself back out a little bit. And Liam will let him know that there is a man who wants to speak to him by the name of Lucas Adair. He is the Autumn Court Sylvan Emissary, which means that although he is a member of the Autumn Court, or a member of the Spring Court, he is an emissary to the Autumn Court and works very closely with them. As our dear Soren is a Darkling, and Darklings most often truck with the Autumn Court, they thought it would be best if they met with him. So, Liam basically directed Soren that he be out in the gardens. And that's where we find Soren. So what's he doing?
In the gardens? He's probably taking the time to smell things. There weren't a lot of plants in the land of the Crimson Court, and he's kind of just taking in all the sensory input right now. It's a little strange for him at first because people keep bumping into him and they claim that they didn't notice him. But he doesn't get too salty about it. Is he on a skyscraper? Can he see the rest of the city?
No, it's space level. They're in Brooklyn.
Oh, they're in Brooklyn? Oh, okay. My
actually,
bad.
From where you are, you can actually get a gorgeous view of the skyline of New York, Manhattan. So
then he will be looking very confused.
A man will approach you. The first thing that your character notices about this man is there's a term, Silver Fox.
Silver Fox?
The man is both a handsome silver fox, but also has fox-like features. He's got the fox-like orangish eyes. There's just very vulpine qualities about his features.
Yeah.
Go on.
Oh, I was just going to say, Lucas may or may not have missed this guy. He may have had to look for him a little bit.
He did. He basically just kind of like, okay. So finally, he figures out, oh, that thing, that's the character. There we go. And he'll kind of walk over to your character. Soren would notice when he stops, when he's not moving, although he doesn't mean to do it, it seems as though he's posing. Like he's waiting for somebody to take a picture of him.
Lucas
he doesn't like actively purse his lips or pose. It's just when he's standing still, it looks as though a picture could be taken of him. It would be perfect.
Mm-hmm. When Lucas sees him, he'll notice the fact that this guy's got a lot of body control because he does not shake or move as much as normal people. He's dressed a lot like a scholar, surprisingly. He's got a pair of glasses on, which is very odd. He wasn't wearing glasses before, but Lucas wouldn't know that. And he just kind of turns and just looks at him and says, hey.
Hello. Are you Soren?
Yeah.
He'll hold his hand out, very friendly. He'll say, I'm Lucas Adair.
He'll kind of look at it a little weirdly. Not angrily, but he'll shake Lucas's hand with both of his hands.
Mm-hmm.
Lucas is a Ferris. He knows a lot about etiquette. That is to indicate that he is not armed.
Mm-hmm.
And he's not hiding anything behind his back, which was probably a big deal in his durance.
one thing your character, when you touch him, that you notice is that he's cool to the touch. He's not cold. It's just almost like you're touching someone, but it's almost like you're not. You know what I mean? And there's just as you begin to take him in, you notice that the shadows around him almost seem to kind of gravitate towards him, and things tend to kind of move in his direction. In the realm of the shadows, he has again that silver fox-like quality, but he he also has a shadow-like quality to him. So yes, but he'll look to your character and then kind of look back at what you were looking at, and then look back to your character. Were you gone very long?
I'm not sure. What year is it?
2015.
Oh, okay.
No, we don't have hoverboards yet,
Damn it.
but there are
Noticing
3D movies.
Really?
Yes.
Nice. There's a lot less mohawks than I was expecting in the future.
Understandable.
Although, he just kind of looks up the skyline again. Where's the World Trade Center? Some of the tallest buildings in the world. You should be able to see it.
He'll kind of his jaw drops almost a touch. Why don't we take a little trip?
For the first time, Soren kind of gets a smile on his face. He seems a little excited, and he's like, sure, let's go ahead.
He'll pull his coat up, and he'll say, has the court given you a Metro card yet?
Don't think so.
He'll go into the court, into the building itself. He'll go to one of the more like kind of business-like rooms and fish through a file cabinet, and he'll pick up like a clear plastic bag that has a couple of Metro cards in it, and he'll pull it out and he'll hand it over to your character, and he'll say, it's good for a month.
Oh,
at the end of the month, bring it back, we'll give you a new one.
Thanks.
I'll nod at you. He'll say, well, let's go. He'll take your character down to the subway. Kind of pull out his phone. Again, this smartphone. This tiny little device in his hand that's colors and pictures and it's all right there. And he's just kind of flipping, poke a couple of buttons and he'll look at it, and he'll tell you, I'm pulling up a map of the subway system. I don't go into Manhattan very much. I mean, I do, but not so much that I know it intimately.
How?
The application on my phone. Yeah, right. Yeah, I'm sorry. This is a smartphone. It's everything I need. It's my cell phone. It's my camera. It's my organizer. It keeps me attached to my Facebook. It's
Your
my
what
Instagram
now?
is on it. My Facebook. He'll kind of, as you're on your way to the thing, like he'll stop and he'll kind of look, and he'll pull up his phone again and he'll basically kind of punch in some stuff, and he'll take your character to a Metro PCS, and he'll go inside and he'll get your character like a basic smartphone with like the basic plan.
he will be sitting there fucking with that thing.
We'll hand it over to your character. He'll put his phone number in. Yeah, he'll put in. He'll say, "Do you know anyone else in the court? Have you made friends with anyone?" Liam, I imagine, right?
Yeah.
He'll put his phone number in for you. Hand it back to you. We'll work on Facebook later. All that stuff. If you want to be connected. If you don't, then don't worry about it. They're just they're social media platforms so that you can keep in better touch with people. I use them mostly to, keep my friends close.
So like a mailing list?
Kind of. Except you can post status updates, pictures.
MySpace, but better.
It's like MySpace, but better.
What's MySpace?
He'll pat his shoulder like, it'll all come. Don't worry. I know. It's like Facebook, but worse.
I'm so confused.
It's gonna be that while. Yeah, I can see. You're confused. But he'll get your character onto the subway. Again, there are other things coming onto the subway now. There are Hobbs and other Fae and other changelings. Well, changelings, not Fae. Other changelings are coming onto
No,
the
there's
subway.
Fae. Roll initiative.
Like, I'll roll initiative with you at this point. Let's go!
Let's go, ham! Does this cell phone have a data plan, by the way?
Huh?
Does this cell phone have a data plan? Can he access the internet?
Yeah, he gave you an unlimited data plan.
Oh, dear God. This man just found Wikipedia.
But he'll get off with you. And so he'll get off of the subway with you, take you up, take you through the subway station, get up onto the street, on a Church Street, I believe. And there's the skyline. There's the sky. There's the New York sky right there. But there are not two towers standing proud. There's one beautiful tower, new, that you don't realize. But there's not two.
What happened?
He'll take a deep breath. He'll go to the memorial side, throw down a $5 donation, get you the little band. And he'll go inside and he'll take you to see the memorial, the two fountains flowing into darkness and oblivion. And he'll say, on September 11th, 2001, I believe. This is a really complicated story. And I'll try to keep it as unbiased as possible. 4 American airline planes were hijacked by extremists, by terrorists. They flew them into the towers, the Pentagon. A 4th was said to be heading to the Sears Tower in Chicago. The plane crashed in Pennsylvania. They're not quite sure if that's where it was headed, but it makes sense. It was a dark day for everyone.
Damn, I thought we had smoothed things over with the Russians.
It wasn't the Russians. It was militant Islamic extremists. I'm not going to lie. Tensions are becoming... You've only been back a few days, so you don't probably know yet. Paris was attacked. About a good handful people died. Hundreds were injured. They bombed several busy locations and started shooting members of an organization called ISIS. It's a complicated situation. Syria, the country, experienced a devastating drought and famine, and on top of which the government destabilized greatly. In that destabilization, several countries in the area, especially fueled by the events after 9/11, essentially it became very war-torn. Rebels began to fight and form. Of those rebels, they began to fight against Assad and his regime, sorry. At that point, a couple of countries threw in on different sides, but I'm not really that high on politics, and I was gone for a lot of this. I only recently came back myself in the last few years. But it seems as though ISIS formed in the aftermath of it all. But it was a pretty serious. He nods like he doesn't really know what to say even. He's just lost for words.
All right.
Unfortunately, ISIS chose to attack France. And most people forget that although it's all fun and games to make fun of the French and to think of the French as weak or cowards.
Yeah, they didn't read up on the French resistance.
Yeah, exactly. So, there have been counterstrikes. But who knows where they're going to lead? There's some that say that the signs of the end time are showing themselves more and more in these days. I don't know if I really think there are periods. There are some that say that when you were younger, when you were still on Earth, when you were still here, did people talk about the Mayans and the whole 2012 thing, or was that not a thing?
I don't.
You were probably on the Y2K buzz.
Yeah, there's a lot of that.
There was apparently supposed to be some sort of cataclysm that happened on in the year 2012. On, I think, December 21st, I believe it was. I'm not quite sure. I don't remember. I don't really pay attention to this stuff. But they said that there'd be a great cataclysm and the world would it would be the downfall of the world and things would end. Obviously, it didn't happen. We're all here. We're alive. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
But there are some that say maybe, just maybe, it would be a slow death. And that what's playing out is, in fact, well, the death of our era, the extinction of us, and our kind, our time. Humanity, that is. I don't really like to think of it that much. He'll kind of chuckle and paradox of progress, though. He'll kind of wave his phone and he'll say, "We're all connected, and yet we're so disconnected."
Yeah.
Do you have any questions? I know Liam wanted me to give you a walkthrough of, well, this. He'll kind of point at you. He's walking around the edges of the pools, by the way, just kind of looking into them and reading the names. You want to know something? He'll stop and look at you. You were about to say something.
Sorry. I was just gonna ask. How are things with well, Was Rodney King still on PCP?
I think Rodney King is dead.
What?
I believe he's dead. I'm not sure.
Oh, see, yes, he is.
Died. I kind of think about it. He's like, when do you think, like 2012? Okay, we're gonna go over the major people that died. Okay, are you ready?
Okay.
Robin Williams.
What?
I'm sorry.
Shit.
I gotta get that one out of the way right now.
Oh, God. For the first time, Soren has actually raised his voice.
He was very terminally ill. He was suffering from a very grave degenerative condition, and he decided to go out on his own terms. Terry Pratchett, Michael Jackson.
Oh, now that one actually looked like it wounded him. He actually does kind of grip his chest. Okay.
Michael Jackson passed.
Okay.
Betty White's still with us, so that's good.
All right.
Farrah Fawcett passed. Not sure if that would affect you or not. She died the same day as Michael Jackson. That was bad. The world had been waiting. No, you have to understand. The world had been waiting for this poor woman to finally let go of her mortal coil. She was so shook. She had cancer, and God bless that poor woman. He'll kind of kiss his hands 3 times. God bless the poor woman. We were all just praying for release for that poor woman, and she died, and the whole world was watching. And then Michael Jackson died on the same day. That poor woman. Let's see. Wilford Brimley's still with us.
Okay.
Abe Vigoda is still with us. Uncle Phil from the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, I think, died.
Oh, no! Uncle Phil! This is the only time the man has ever shouted.
David Carradine died. Hung himself. Or erotic asphyxia, I'm not sure. We're not sure there. Oh, Amy Winehouse. Wait, you wouldn't know who that is. Well, no. Nah. She was cool. I think that's everyone major.
Oh,
like
God.
all the really, really important ones since you've been gone. We still have Gene Wilder. Oh no. I know who died.
Oh, man. Okay. Let's hear it.
Are you ready for this one?
I don't know.
Richard Pryor.
All right.
You good? We got them all out the way.
Has anything good happened for us since then?
We voted an African American president.
Bullshit.
Well, okay, look, okay. He's African. Don't take it the wrong way. He's half black, but it's progressive. It's getting there. And there was a woman running for president. Hillary Clinton.
That's more. Oh.
She's running again against Bernie Sanders, the Jew. Not that I have anything wrong with Jews. Just we have a Jew that could be president too. How do you say that politely? Like, there's no way the Jewish man that got.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry, Lucas. We got to back up. Black president?
Okay. Yes, black president. Yeah, he's black. He'll bring him up on his phone. He'll show him. See, his father was Kenyan. His mother is American.
Holy shit! And they gave him 2 terms?
Yeah, they gave him 2 terms. That being said, George W. Bush's son also had 2 terms, and I'm kind of glad I wasn't here for them. No, I was. Yeah, I was. I tried to block it out mentally.
Hey, man, couldn't have been as bad as Reagan. Oh, see, I apologize to all of our Republican viewers.
Oh, Reagan died too. But that one's kind of
Why the fuck is everyone worried about this president's birth certificate? If he has an American mother, doesn't that mean he's American?
Oh, yeah. And he was born in America, kind of more importantly. I mean, he did. Okay, look. Fuck, man. I hate talking politics when I'm staring out into the hole of oblivion as to our, shame. But okay, he was raised in Indonesia for quite some time, and in Hawaii. So I can see where, to people who are highly patriotic, that might be a little, He's kind of passing his hand over the names, by the way, as they're walking.
Yeah.
Do you know what I can't help but think about every time I come to these sorts of memorials?
What's that?
These are the names of everyone who died in the events around September 11th. And he'll kind of point over. I'll say those two. Children died in that event. But we can't tell which ones they are. They get lost. Little treasures of life. I was a pediatrician before I was taken.
Right.
You want to know the worst part? I came back to find that my fetch was in prison.
Your what?
My fetch.
What is that?
His brows go up, 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 up. Where are you from?
California.
I'm from Pennsylvania. Fetches are what those that took us leave behind to. There's many reasons they're left behind to keep our families occupied, to make us changelings. You know the old story of changelings? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How somebody gets replaced with, yeah, exactly.
Right.
That's what they are. My fetch decided to prey on those that I held dearest. And he's in a prison upstate New York.
So there's
I almost lost. Oh, go on.
So there's no going back, is there?
Well, no, I'm actually married to my wife. Again, she doesn't know it's me. But
Very strange.
well, I told her I was a schoolmate of mine, a friend. She kind of remembered me, quote unquote.
Mm-hmm.
I had a friend when I was in college. We were twinsies, basically. You don't know that term. I'm sorry. We were twins. We were friends. We were really great friends. And when I came back, found out he had passed away. So I assumed his identity.
All right. Well, I'm glad you got something back. or someone back.
You know, my children, it was hard for them. They, my fetch had done things to them that I don't want to talk about, and I know why. You understand me.
Yeah.
So I had to work through that. But you know, we worked through it. We got through it. We're good. And you'll do the same. You might want to keep an eye out for that fetch thing I was telling you about, because it can sometimes come back to to revisit you.
If it does, what's supposed to happen?
Probably try to kill you.
Beautiful.
And it's your dark counterpart, so it's not an easy fight.
All right.
You could always go after it first, but if you're from California, it might be best to leave it alone.
I'll just make sure to watch my back for someone that looks exactly like me.
Well, before you were taken, you aged probably 20 years.
Oh, cool. Then I'll be dealing with a man in his late 30s.
That could be good, but then again, I'm a man in my late 40s, early 50s, and I could probably sound and rap you. Just to point it out. I'm gonna wink at you. Just
Head goes low. Like, oh, crap baskets.
he'll just shake his head at you like he'll give your arm a little tap, like kind of friendly punch. So, what other questions do you have? You have any questions about this, all this?
Well, I got a ton of questions. I'm just not sure where to start, and I don't want to take up too much of your time.
Yeah, I'm free today. I got nothing else to do.
Oh, I'm curious about, well, me. I don't know. Why do I look different?
It was this very special time in every man's life. But no, I'm kidding. You are of the Darkling kith. Well, you're weird. You're no weird. You know what? We're gonna go get some beer. Let's go. And he'll
Okay.
take you'll leave this place. He'll take your character to a very close by beer garden. On him. So you catch him back later. He orders a couple. He orders a couple of worsts on rolls, different types, a couple of beers, getting you one. Getting you. It's the whole works. The both of you are eating. So he'll sit back and he'll say, "You are." It's not so rare that you don't see it, or it's an anomaly, or just whatever. It's rare enough that you stand out. Okay, you have, as I can tell, two seemings.
How is that? How can you tell that?
It happens. Just the way you're shaped. You don't really kind of fit neatly into one or the other. To be honest, I border on being that myself. But I cling hard enough to my Ferris side.
Fairest?
That's my seeming, one of my people. We're known as the Fairest. My durance was spent in front of a camera. I had a keeper who kind of like quiets up a little bit and leans in, and he says, I had a keeper who always had to have the hottest, newest, trendiest male figure in her life. The silver fox, the dad bod, the lumbersexual. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I was her silver fox.
Right.
So over time, I also ended up developing very vulpine clothes. But not enough to throw me in the same ring as His Majesty or, say, Rachel.
His Majesty was a lot more. How can I don't want to insult him.
I think intention is important here. So you're pretty much okay.
He was much more bestial, instinctual, it seemed to me.
Those are good words. He is. He's an extreme divorce from Alysanne, the last queen. I wasn't a fan, to be honest. I don't think she had a very holistic approach to the courts. You know? I feel like if somebody's going to be a sovereign, they need a sovereign for everybody. They need to be somebody who cares about all the, not just the higher ups. And that's kind of where Alysanne lied. She spent a lot of time developing and getting her friends ahead. There was a lot of favoritism and nepotism. And I just think that some of the lower members of the court and kith ended up getting kind of shat on. I was considered a part of the high society, but I tried to intend to make myself mid-level. And then when Ferran came in, it's kind of the opposite end. He's almost like the lowman's king, but he also tries to, play with the high, the high ballers, but I get what you're saying, is what I'm saying. Yeah. But it's your seeming, and you have two of them, basically. You have two kits. You belong to two people.
So I'm a Darkling, and I've got two of these kiths or whatever. What exactly is a Darkling?
Well, I mean, he'll kind of roll his hand in the air. It seems as though he's trying to explain all of this to you, and he has a solid grasp of what it is, but at the same time, as though, he's not like the most fluent person in the world, at the subject. You know what I mean? He's kind of a more realistic teacher than somebody who's basically just going to sit there and go all Yoda on you, But he kind of says, look, man, Darkling, they're the creatures of darkness. They're those that were trapped and kept behind, and he kind of postulates on it for a while.
Should I be imagining every dark type Pokemon ever?
I could kiss you for that if I wasn't married. He'll kind of chuckle. But he's like, that's not bad. That's not a bad description, I guess. What's worse is I'm an emissary of the damn court that basically embraces this. He'll kind of think on it for a while. He'll kind of munch on his thing, his hot dog, trying to kind of put words to a very complex abstract. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
First off, he's not trying to marginalize you, and he's not trying to kind of break you down to the lesser sum of your parts. But at the same time, he's also trying to think of how to capture and explain a Darkling, especially when he's a Fairest. But he's a Shadow Soul, and Shadow Souls are very close to the Darklings, and he can actually take the elements of darkness and has them. So he kind of tilts his head. there are things that have to be done and don't have to be done. You know what I mean? And there are consequences to actions. I've always thought that Darklings embrace that. You know? And sometimes they're the consequence. Just there's so much to darkness, and people tend to ignore it or forget it, forgetting that the light is, people focus on the light, the good in the world. You know what I mean? They focus on the things that make them happy and tend to ignore the ugly truths. But Darklings don't do that. They embrace it. They pull close to them the ugly, the unseen, the things that other people hide. You know?
Mhm.
Again, out of game. This is his opinion. So.
Yeah.
Although it's a fairly correct opinion, but I think you're what I've heard people call an antiquarian. Just by your look, by your thing, the way you talk, the way you like to seem to. You seem interested in knowing things. You seem interested in knowledge.